Welcome back to day 3, I think, of the demo. It's continuing on for the exclusive demo. I thought I'd get the first part up just to be in time for the Kickstarter kicking off. But this is the second part. Hopefully the Kickstarter's still going. I'm still recording this before everything's kicked off. I'm saying the word kick too many times. Well, here we are. We are on day 4, The Secret Mirage, or Act 1. 45th day of the Dreaming Moon. Anyway, we'll carry on. We'll see what we end up with. Let's go. Okay, you're back so soon, or have you not left? Howdy, Fisher Me. How I've missed you. You gonna tell me about your adventures while I was gone? And hello to you too, Cosmo. I didn't know the two of you were officially friends. Really? Yeah, I don't know either. It's trying to be funny. Oh, you totally were. Anyway, how was your trip to the Hidden Tomb? Did you find a suitable rebirthday gift for Kane? Well, yes and no. But hold your horses. First off, you found them. Hello? Check it out. I made a new friend. Another one. I should start charging your friend an introduction fee. Good to see you again, Miriam. Likewise, Cosmo. Did you two meet on... Hey, I'm telling the story. Of course. Do you want me to fix you some drinks before we dive in? Nah, no time for drinks. But maybe after the story you can surprise me with something, Cosmo. Of course. Miriam, anything for you? I wouldn't mind a drink. In fact, my throat's rather dusty. Do you have anything cold and sweet as a countermeasure? Of course. I'll swiftly prep something to sweat. I'll swiftly prep something to wet that dry whistle of yours. It sounded wittier in my head. It did. So let's have a look. We want something. Oh, okay. That one's on its right. Okay, yep. Done. We've met Kia. Okay. Right, the log. No, the log. Cold and sweet. We're looking for something cold and sweet. Slow strike, I think, is hot. Hot tea. That's spicy. I don't know what that is. No. Cold, enchanting, sweetness, cold and sweetness. Here we go. We're making forlorn hubris. I think we did before, didn't we? So we can add that one, which sends that over to where I need it to be. Just need to move those two now. How did I do this before? Oh, can I do that? Yes. Do that one. Could I do that again and then have like a minus that one? So like a minus strength one. Yes. So I can do that one again. Which pushes those to the same place. That one's one too high. So I use that to take the edge off it. And I've created forlorn hubris. Let's go. See what she thinks. My Cosmo, this is quite the concoction. I reckon you practiced in my absence. I reckon you feel quite refreshed. I haven't felt this refreshed since the last time I left your tavern. That's 2 compliments in one. Don't push your luck. Okie dokie, everyone ready? Set the scene. Me, Kaya, stealthy, cute, independent. And Raya, badass. Please don't call me that. Alright, right, Grumpy Pants. I've been trying to come up with a good nickname for Miriam, but she's so picky. If you just told me your first name, I'd find a much better nickname, you know. Don't think so. First names are very precious to me, Hilda. They only share them with their closest kin. Ugh, fine. Mary will do for now, then. Fine. But also, may I say, we are close. We've even got matching friendship bracelets. Look! And I don't hand these out to just anybody. They're reserved for the most special people. Ah, yes. The bracelets are also of excellent craftsmanship. The knot would likely last through multiple encounters. What? But be that as it may, I can't change the fact that, admittedly unfortunate fact that we met mere days ago. You sure are hard to satisfy. I can certainly think of a few easier ways. We flirting? Are we flirting? Oh, we are definitely circling back to this conversation later. But I should probably tell our tomb story first before I forget all the good parts. Our audience is waiting after all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, mounted fish, it's story time. As you know, this was supposed to be a one-woman show. Your delicious drink, I felt as confident as a thorn mandria. Confident and smart, and pretty as a peach. Resourceful, you might even say, which was necessary almost immediately. When I got to the harbour, I realised I hadn't bought any money. Totally on purpose, of course. So I did what all great druids do. I transformed into a sparkling red-finned dolphin and crossed the sea in style. Of course. Fish and me will be jealous. Oh, I bet it is. Excited, I set out towards the Great Sire Plains. Honestly, the sheer size of the steppe was amazing. Felt like the horizon just never ended. Unfortunately, my feet soon felt the same way. With the sun beating down, it was hotter than blue blazes. I started wishing I'd brought a umbrella. Just when I thought I was totally lost, I spotted several sets of tracks. Now you might wonder why that's relevant, and I've been wondering the same thing. If it weren't for the type of tracks. You're supposed to ask me what type of tracks. What type of tracks? If you pulled your drinks as slowly as you catch my hints, you'd be out of a job and I'd still be thirsty. Ouch. You're forgiven. As for the tracks, they were hooves. Such a relief. Perhaps I wouldn't have to conquer the track on foot and alone after all. Naturally, I followed them and found an entire merchant caravan chilling under a small grove of trees. The afternoon sun was casting these perfect long shadows everywhere. Thanks to your drink, my mind was sharp. I waited for the right moment, crept up undetected, and borrowed one of the mounts I had for sale. Borrowed? Yes, borrowed. Thank you very much. I was going to return it after my adventure and give them one of the artifacts I found as payment. Totally fair trade. So that didn't quite go according to plan. Hey, why are you two ganging up on me? But anyway, where was I? Right, in the desert. Picture me riding a super cool azure-crested ostrich that I aptly named Thunder Thighs. Thunder Thighs. Charging full speed across the steppe. Oh, I wish I'd seen that. A sight to behold, I'm sure. You bet. Soon I started seeing a large, oddly symmetrical shape in the distance. I instantly knew it was a tomb. And I kid you not, that's where things got super weird. How so? The tomb's shape on the horizon was constantly changing. That was probably a mirage. You're a mirage. So I'm an optical illusion caused by light rays bending through layers of air at different temperatures? Yes. I'll take that as a compliment. As you should, you little mirage, you. Anyway, in the cover of night, I finally reached the tomb. I scanned for enchantments and was surprised to find that it didn't have any. Well, they hid them well enough from you. In all fairness, I did the same. Nothing. Almost suspiciously so. Seriously, right? Who builds a tomb and then just leaves the front door open? Amateurs these days, I tell you. BTW, the air in there, ugh, like breathing through ancient socks. My head went all fuzzy after just a few steps inside. Nevertheless, I pushed deeper into the tomb and found myself in this absolute maze of twisty passages. And I swear, whenever I look back, the path behind me had changed. What do you mean? It's hard to explain. It felt like someone was redrawing it from an old memory. Oh, fascinating. Yeah, you should say that. Thanks to your brain juice, I was able to make sense of the tangled layout and eventually found the chamber where this champion was supposedly buried. Super creepy, which was to be expected. I found it beautiful. All that symmetry, those gorgeous archways, there was something meditative about it. So unoriginal. Death themed? Fine. But must every wall be bones? Felt like they used a tomb decorator template. There was even strange goo and all that nonsense. Felt a little bit too much on the nose. However, the goo shimmered a lot, just like abalone shells. You don't usually see fish bones decorating tomb walls. Shh, not in front of Fisher Me. Regardless, you have to admit it had some unique touches. That silver longbow resting on the grave was rather gorgeous. Ha! Of course you'd zero in the shiny weapon. Guess you didn't read the inscription on the grave then. It was written in some ancient gibberish. Guess who's fluent in ancient gibberish? This girl. So what did it say? The bow that knew no mercy, save for love's cruel design, struck true of the heart of Murdia, to bind her soul with mine. I can't say her name, I'm so sorry. Haunting. I know, right? I heard about this from another patron, the legend of Yath Megalenus, I believe. Her arrow accidentally hit her own lover, right? Yep, that's the one. Glad to see I'm not the only adventurer out there in the little education. Well, call me impressed. A little more trust in my abilities, please. Speaking of, I snooped around too, and jackpot! Shiny treasure everywhere. I snagged this wicked clock that shows you off day to death, which Kane would have loved. It's great. Nope. Hold your horses, or ostriches, or giant bats, or whatever people ride these days. In classic tomb fashion, the moment I pocketed the treasure, I awakened its guardian, an ancient chimera with some serious attitude. Uh-oh, indeed. 1 second I'm admiring ancient treasure, the next, bam, chimera central. I'm still puzzled over where it came from. I wasn't that far from the tome when I started hearing, well, noise. I want to spoil your story, Kaya. Thank you. Yeah, I have no idea how it got in. It just sort of manifested into view, if that makes sense at all. And that's not even the weirdest part. It had 3 heads. No big deal at this point in my career, but its behaviour was all the more peculiar. Peculiar is certainly a choice of words, or word? Choice of word? I will just smack my table. That doesn't sound right. Never mind. Just continue, please. No. Please keep going. Continue the story. Alright. Where was I? Oh yeah, the chimera was acting strange. And all strange, peculiar. Got to choose my word more carefully. I was expecting the chimera to protect the treasure and attack me, which it kind of did, just not physically. Instead, it was really, and I mean really mean. What? Each head has its own vicious style. The carp head trash talked my skills, the horned hyena my appearance, and the third, some sort of ghost, just sighed with deep disappointment. It was like facing mum, dad, and the school bully all at once. Not that I've ever been... look, the important thing is that the creature was being really rude, okay? And that's when a certain someone came in to save the day. Well, I wasn't just going to leave you there on your own. Believe me, I had it covered. The chimera just briefly caught me by surprise. When I entered the tomb, you were paralysed from top to bottom. The only thing moving was a stream of tears down your face. Hey, that's not true. I was just really sad for the poor chimera. You felt pity for the monster? I did. All those mean things it was saying, they had to come from a place of hurt, you know? Like, calling me fake, a quitter, you probably heard that. Just random lashings out, obviously. That swear word, didn't have anything to do with me. I mean, how am I fake? What did I quit? I finished the quest, didn't I? Also, pretty rich coming from a chimera that literally turned into dust. Who's fake now? I'm gonna hiccup. No, I think we're okay. The chimera did what? You know, it's completely fine to admit you were upset by... Oh, I wasn't. Okay. So wait, hold on. Did you just say the chimera turned into dust? How did that happen? Well, when I entered, I was met by an angry chimera and a parallel... Teamwork! It was excellent teamwork! Miriam burst in, a glaive blazing, totally startled the chimera and gave me time to channel my powers. I alternated between hurling curses at the beast and casting charms on Miriam, who evaded every strike with some incredible acrobatic moves. It was like this whoosh, and then pow, and then more whoosh. And her weapon is something else. It kept shifting form mid-battle from sword to glaive to axe in seconds. The chimera was headless before we even knew it. Not my first, not my last. After a long, eerie silence, and he unsheathed my weapon. You were already drawing comparisons to some awful date you once had. After a long, eerie silence, I spoke to Mary, who would have otherwise just been stood there for a whole hour, scowling and brooding. We established we were on the same side. There was enough treasure for both of us, and you'll love this part. We were both planning to come straight to your tavern. Oh, it's my heart. A pleasant coincidence, of course, indeed. Here's the final twist. Feeling victorious with pockets full of treasure, we were about to make our way back. But then, out of nowhere, the chimera is back with a vengeance. Turns out it doesn't need all three heads to live. Who knew? Problem was, Maria had her back to it and it was about to hit it hard. I had to think on my feet. The only things I could grab in time were the bow and arrow by the tombstone. I fired 2 shots, and I will partially credit this to your drink. Confidently hit bullseye twice. Phew. That's when things really went sideways. As soon as I hit the chimera, the tomb started. I don't know how to describe it. Falling apart? Yeah, kinda. More like fading away. The walls crumbled to dust. Bones were crashing towards us. We obviously went into full "we're about to be alive, buried alive" panic mode. I didn't panic. We both full on panicked and dashed through the tunnels until, in an instant, we tumbled into open air. The tomb and everything inside it, gone without a trace. What do you mean, gone without a trace? She's right. We were just standing there with nothing but empty plains in all directions, as if the tomb had never existed. So I checked my bag, though I already kind of felt it in my guts, and yet all the treasure was gone. Wow. That's unlike any story I've ever heard, and I'm sorry to hear you had such terrible luck. Though, if it's alright with you, I think I know exactly the right drink. Oh, what is it? Because I felt like I just can't decide. Thinking something hopeful could brighten the mood. That's perfect. You're a mind reader. I'll get right on it. Something hopeful. Let's have a look, see what we can do. Hopeful. Melting away worries. Oh, both versions will fill you with hope, but my version tastes the best. Hope and harmony and the courage to chase your own dreams. One sip of this delicious drink is enough to fill you with hope for your future adventures. We could do Seas and Tides. Yeah, we'll do Seas and Tides, why not? I haven't done it for a while. So, what can we do? Okay, we can move that there. Actually, we can move... Where's the one that does 2? Which one does the... There's one that does like 2 of those, isn't there? Am I missing it? Ah, we could do that one. Let's move those two to where I need them to be. Then I can move this one twice. And then this one moves that back. And that's made season 9. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. There we go. Ta-da! Yum! This is like instant happiness in a cup. I just know everything's going to work out. Glad to hear it. So to wrap up the story, we figured out there was nothing else to do but make our way back here. Mary was kind enough to cover our boat fare back, and I swear, that's when fate decided to get really weird. We met this guy, Corvang, who's a massive archaeology geek, and get this, he'd been searching for the same tomb but never found it. No way. Yeah, we felt awful about it, so we ended up coming clean about the whole tomb thing, but instead of being upset, he was thrilled. Our Chimera story blew his mind. He admitted he would have been Chimera Chow for sure, so he was honestly relieved we faced it instead. So of course we spilled every detail we could recall about the tomb while he frantically scribbled notes. Apparently we saved his entire research trip. He was super sweet about it, tried to thank us both with gifts, but Mary's too stubborn to accept anything, so I got something cool for Kane. It's an amulet of a dragon, with its foot in its mouth. Apparently it's a symbol for rebirth. It's the first time I've heard of that. Yeah, well, that's because it's pure baloney. The merchants who sold it to him were totally pulling his leg. Poor guy struck me as a little naive. But it's the thought that counts, and Kane will find it hilarious. And it's a great gift, regardless of any perceived meaning. Anyways, the rest of the journey back was pretty uneventful. I mean, the weather got a bit weird, fog rolling in despite clear skies, but I just talked it up to maritime weirdness, you know? And here we are. I'm glad you at least got your present for Kane as a silver lining. Yeah, the trip certainly wasn't for nothing. Because like I said at the very beginning, actually, do you want to finish this, Mary? She found a new friend. Yay, you finally admitted. But we still need to work on your excitement levels, darling. Save my excitement for the big moments. I'll take that as a challenge. Feel free to do so. So, any upcoming plans? Oh yeah, totes. But first things first, I gotta reply to my new pen pals. Any ideas of what I should say? I thought I was keeping up with all your new friends. No small feat, I might add. But pen pals, it's news to me. What? Really? Must agree. I recall no mention of pen pals. Ooh, oopsie daisy. I found a message in a bottle while I was crossing the sea. Must have slipped my mind because of all the exciting bits. A message in a bottle? How old school. I know, right? Sadly, the paper got all soggy, so I could hardly read anything. Figured I'll write back and just throw the bottle in the same spot. I already sent them a quick message saying I'm super busy right now. I'd love to hear more from them and would reply properly when I have time. You don't need to send a preliminary reply to a message in a bottle. You can just reply when you're ready. I thought doing so was pretty courteous of me, actually. BTW, I gave them this address, since I figured I'd come back here anyway. I hope that's cool. Of course, but how do you know your replies will reach them at all? Are there any clues in where they're located? There's a few flowers in the bottle. They were pretty wilted, but they still had an interesting shimmer to them. What kind of shimmer? Orange? Golden? Like those plants growing on the amber isles? Not quite. I would say similar, but slightly duller? Oh, it could be from the Copper Archipelago. The plants there all have a dull shimmer to them, and the place itself is the more mysterious. How exciting! You really are hungry for adventure stories, aren't you? Yeah. It's pretty quiet around here. Not that I don't like it. I totally love this place. When my patrons tell stories, I can picture myself right there with them. It's the closest I get to, you know, the whole adventuring thing. Oh, right. Mary, you must have something adventure-like to share. Mind giving me a few examples? Oh, Mary, anything at all? Been to any cool places lately? Done something crazy? Or at least heard something from someone else that you can share with complete disregard to any fact checking? Oh, I know. There's supposed to be a vampire who lives in a castle inside a volcano. Yeah, I heard it from one of my colleagues at the... No way. Yes, why? I honestly can't decide whether that's the coolest thing I've ever heard or the tackiest. I mean, castle and a volcano compensate much? Mary? Apologies. I was momentarily lost in thought. What? What are we thinking about? A whole castle? I must say, the architecture is apparently nothing short of extraordinary, at least from what I've been told. Impossible archways, stairs that spiral back on themselves, gravity-defying, well, everything. It's all kept together by some fascinating old magic. Oh, what happened outside? Stuff's happening. I was going to say the music changed, but now I got weird foggy stuff outside. Hey, something's a little weird. Yeah, how have you never told us this story before? Here again, we've only known each other for a few... No, I mean there's a lot of fog building up outside. It's just fog. What's the big deal? I suppose you're right. Although it is getting closer. Hey, why is the room spinning? Whoa. Uh-oh. The fog's in here. Oh. Oh. I'm dizzy. Oh. Down we go. And that's the end of the demo. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's the team. Must be the team there. That's brilliant. So we can now see it on Kickstarter. You can wishlist it. That was awesome. I don't know what's happened. Oh no, what could it possibly be? We've got some sort of mysterious fog turning up from her message, from Kia's message in a bottle, maybe. Oh no. Uh-oh. We'll find out. But thank you very much for joining me in this demo. It's been real fun to sort of dive back into a tavern talk and go back into their story. So I can't wait to see what's happening with this one. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Much appreciated. I will see you all soon. You take care. Bye-bye.